Alright, welcome back to Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. In this video, first we're gonna buy every single shirt in the store. I don't know if I just didn't notice this before, or if it's only added at a certain point in the game, but yeah, you can do that. So now we are going to change to a shirt of a game that I just started playing. I just finished the Silver Case, and I was in a visual novel mood. So I decided to play Valhalla, which is a very, very good game. Very impressed with how unique it is and how engaging, like, the writing and everything is, and it just looks great. So now we're going to jump into Golden Dragon GP, which is a very good level. I like this level a lot. It's a very unique one. And it has, just as you would assume, like the other levels, it has a very good intro, so enjoy that. So yeah, this is one of those cases where, like I said, I think this game would have been kind of cooler if each level had a different, unique art style, and I think the vector graphics would have looked cool all throughout the level. Obviously, they did it in the intro, and they do it in the gameplay, but not quite. You'll see what I mean, but I think they could have probably done it. I don't know. I think it would have looked cool to have a whole level that looked like that. Very unique, anyway. I have no idea what you're talking about, Travis. I think for the very first time, I have genuinely no clue what you're talking about, Travis. So this level kind of has a hub area of sorts. It's this little room here, this apartment, this little Japanese apartment. What we need to do right now is just answer the phone. And I gotta say, I like the little addition of Travis doesn't have his shoes on in here. He's just wearing his socks. I think that's a very good little attention to detail. So this is kind of a big racing game. I would have liked it if the whole level was the racing, but, you know, I think Suda even said he wanted to make it longer, but it wouldn't have made sense in the context of the game, which is fine, but I still think a whole racing level would have been pretty neat in this game. So this is something that I've seen be pretty contentious. I've seen some people say that this is like one of the most difficult parts of the entire game is the racing minigame. I disagree. I think it's pretty simple. I struggled with it a little bit at first, but it's, I would say, pretty easy to figure out. You have to work like a stick shift, like a clutch, almost. But I don't think it doesn't make sense. It'll maybe take you 1 or 2 tries to get used to it. That's what happened with me. But I've seen some people say that this is the most frustrating thing that they've ever played, and that this ruined the whole thing. But it's quite easy, and this is what I'm saying, that part of the level is in the vector graphics. I wish the whole level looked this cool. So you'll see up top you have the little worm guy from No More Heroes 2. Once it's blue, then you want to press the stick shift button, and then you want to shift up. And sometimes the boost isn't necessary. I usually like to save it right for the end of the level. But this is, I think, really simple stuff. You really shouldn't have, like, a problem with this. It does get a little harder as it goes on, but again, I really don't think it's that hair-pullingly annoying, if I really had to say. One of the real highlights of this level is the song that plays in this little area here. Once he stops talking, you know, it plays a very quaint song. It feels very nostalgic, even though there's nothing to be nostalgic over here. And I think that was the point of the song, honestly. I think it was to kind of reflect on kind of a meaningless day-to-day job existence coming home. I think that's what this part of the game really represents. Because you'll see, it's like you come home, you got this very nostalgic song playing, very somber, kind of reflective song. And then as soon as you're done, you just get up and you go to your job. So I think that's what this is reflecting for sure. There are a few things that are still up for debate in this game, like what the meanings of certain things are. And there's certain things that definitely are not. Like, even though they are still technically open for interpretation, it's so clear what some things in this game represent. But that's what I'm pretty sure that last part means. I'm not entirely sure about it, but... Also, I think if you start right after it says 1, you start in the next gear, which I don't think the game tells you, or maybe it just does that no matter what, but that's another mechanic. So here, you're supposed to lose. Obviously, that was literally impossible to win. Looks like we're gonna have to do something else here. Looks like our bike just ain't cutting it. I'd love to see, because it seems like Suda is more open to bringing back this specific minigame, or this specific concept for No More Heroes 3, because they leave this up in the air quite a bit. And I'd like to see, now that they're bringing back the open world, Santa Destroy, and the bike, I would like to see, like, races implemented in No More Heroes 3. I think that'd be kind of neat, and have them tie into this. Would be a pretty cool little thing there. So this is basically how the levels are going to be set up from here on out. You do a race, you fail it, and then you have to go find a part by going through one of these levels. So that's basically going to be the rest of it. This is probably one of the shortest, if not the shortest level in the game. And there's an element to this level that's random. I believe each of these floors is generated randomly. And it makes finding Jean when she gets lost in here a real nightmare, because you have to hope that you get the exact right combination of levels. Also, why is the game telling me that? This is like the 4th level of the game. Why are you just now telling me that? And I've fought those enemies so many times before. It's so weird. Okay, that didn't work for some reason. I hate these enemies. Shields shouldn't mean, like, you literally can't attack them at all. Usually shield is like, okay, you can break their shield, but you have to get behind them, which doesn't work so well in this type of game, but, you know, it's just annoying. Those enemies are dumb and I don't like them. Not as annoying as this, though. That sucks. Damn it. I was really hoping I wasn't gonna run out. That's okay. Yeah, this is also... I feel like they throw so many enemies at you in here that this was the closest I came to, like, dying again in the normal gameplay, at least so far. Which was kind of surprising. Whenever something like this happens, I always try and play the meta-narrative of, like, okay, I went up to the right the first time, I'm gonna go left this time, and then to shake it up, I'm gonna go left again. Or is the game expecting me to do that? So should I go right, left again? So I always try and play, like, what does the game think I'm gonna do? What does the game want me to do? But I'm pretty sure it's just random. So, you know, for collectibles and for Gene, this is maybe one of the worst levels. But it's fine. I don't have a problem with this level, really. That's just rude. These enemies are being rude. So yeah, I did finish the Silver Case. I liked it quite a bit. I think it was a very, very good game. As I said, I think you could see a lot of where Suda was going to go with the Silver Case. I'm going to take a break in between the Silver Case and the 25th Ward, just because I feel like playing those back-to-back, I would probably get burnt out pretty quickly. So I am playing Valhalla in the middle of the games, and that is very good. I don't have many issues with the Silver Case, except that I think it's just on Switch, but the performance... I've never seen a visual novel perform badly until the Silver Case. It's sometimes when the text is just scrolling a lot, it'll slow down, which I swear to God, I didn't even know was possible. Like, that's just insane to me. That, and there's too many establishing shots of places and things that you can't skip. Like, it'll show you a location, like, let's say your character's, like, apartment. It'll show your apartment, and then it'll scroll the text, and it'll say the date, and then that'll go away, and then it'll say the time. And it plays a little animation of kind of like an establishing shot of the apartment itself. And it's all not skippable, and it's really, really annoying. Probably the most frustrating aspect of the game, and you know, that's not really, it's not really a big deal. But you know, games like Ace Attorney, they do the establishing shots, but you can fast forward the text, and it's also like not even 3 seconds, not even like 5 seconds will it be on the screen. So that's probably the best way to do it, is how they do it in Ace Attorney. But it's also a PS1 game from the 1990s, so I can't really fault it. So this is the chip that we needed, which should hopefully help us win the race. And yeah, it's gonna go like this a couple more times. Again, the levels themselves are pretty short, the races are short. So this is probably the shortest level, I think, so far. Maybe since the first level, because I think this is only 3 videos. Yeah, also this song is really bizarre, because unless you just stay in this room for an extended period of time, you're not really going to hear it. Which is kind of a shame, because it is very genuinely good. So let's jump back in the race and try and win it this time. Each time you get a new like upgrade, the gear shift will be slightly different. It'll be a little bit more involved. Sometimes it'll be a winding path, but again, you don't have to worry about driving or anything like that. That's all you have to look at. So it's really not a big deal. I genuinely don't understand when Like, I can kind of get it in the beginning. It's a little hard to wrap your head around, but not once you get a hold of it. You know, once you get a hang of it, you're basically fine. So it really doesn't make sense to me, but we are winding down in this video. I will see you next time where we continue through Golden Dragon, so see you then.